Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pearls of Wisdom. Now we're gonna go with the full moon reading. I'm sorry for those who were expecting the reading already yesterday, but I really couldn't do it because of my dogs. They were absolutely going crazy in the afternoon. And there was barking everywhere because the buffaloes, they came to the rice field. That was the rice cut right now. And I could not calm them down. So I try again today. So let's hope that this is gonna work out. So I share the screen again and you can see, oh my God, maybe I just didn't want to do that reading yesterday because of all these red lines and orange line that really completely shocked me. So I did the reading actually, but I deleted it because there was the barking in the background all the time. So we have a moon in Taurus here and the sun in Scorpio together with Mars with this opposition here. And already this is kind of already a fiery thing, especially because it's going into square with Scorpio, with Saturn in Aquarius. So we have that very strong Scorpion aspect. And when you look at that, the sun is there together with Mars. You might be familiar with the initiation story of Inanna or Persephone or some other of the goddesses, especially in the Greek mythology. We find them, the mother goddess that had to go through the underworld to be reborn as her daughter. And this story is very profound, and this story is very important for us to understand. And I want to talk a little bit about something else also right in the beginning that gives you another background. I recently was listening to a channeling from Cryon. I said that I just randomly pick one video once in a while. And that really was something I never heard before, but it makes so much sense. And it shows again how twisted everything is. So he was talking about the story of the paradise and of Adam and Eve, like Adam representing the male aspect, Eve, the female aspect. And I think most of you know that already, that is not personal. But what he said that really stunned me, he said that they were in paradise and the angel came and gave them the greatest gift that you can ever receive, and that is the free will. And the free will is connected in that way with duality. So this is the first time. And they also say that the planet Earth is the only planet of free choice, that we have we can choose what we want. And that this is actually a very great gift, so we can lose ourselves in polarity to find ourselves again, to find God within. Now imagine, you might be a father, you might be a mother, and that will make a lot of sense to you. When you have a child, and the child has no idea whatsoever yet what is good nutrition, what is bad nutrition, what is good for you, what is bad for you, what you should eat, what you should not eat. Now you put in front of that child a beautiful, say, a chocolate cake, and on the other side a bowl of salad, and let the child choose. So I would say at least 90% of the children will, of course, choose the chocolate, which is from a health point of view, maybe not the best choice. Now, this is the same what happened in paradise. Now, Adam and Eve, as representatives of humanity, have been put in front of a choice. And of course, they go for the sweet choice first, not for the maybe healthy choice. So now, if you're a parent, would you punish your child thousands of years, eternally, whatever, because that child make a wrong decision? Of course you would not. And so God, the divine, would not punish us for a choice we made. So again, here we say the big mistake that was made in the teachings It's also similar like the whole karma teaching that is actually also different than it is taught today. So we have to look much deeper. And I want to put now this reading from that horoscope, look at it from this point of view, then it makes sense. And this is maybe the reason why I couldn't do it yesterday. So here we have Moon and Sun and Mars in Scorpio. So we are ready with our consciousness to go into that darkness, into that transformation. You know, you might know the saying that the butterfly wasn't born with wings, that he was or she was born as a caterpillar and went through death and rebirth to become the butterfly. And that's exactly the story here too. Because now what we have to do is with our mind and forcefully, because we are really forced with Mars to put our energy into this opposition with the moon in Taurus, to look at the material things around us that we are connected with, that are influencing our lives. Now, have you ever been happy? I mean, really happy, satisfied, peaceful, because you had something nice material. I mean, it is great to have a new car, to have new clothes, to have whatever, and it gives you some satisfaction. But that will not give you the state of mind of peace, of happiness, of joy, a relatively highly vibrating consciousness level. Now, we have to look at this, what is really in our life, what is making us happy, what is, say, for example, it is important that we have a home, that we might have a car or clothes or whatever we need to have a comfortable life. So how much do we need? I just see even myself included, I have lots and lots, way too much stuff hanging around. And this is time that we declutter, and not only on the material level, but here with the moon, because it's the moon, it's emotional declutter. So the thing that we have to look at is more like, how much are you attached to the material things you have? You know, we still have the kind of wrong information, belief that we depend on the material things around us, and which is not right. It's the opposite way around. Our thoughts, our emotions, our knowingness, our divine connection or not connection is materializing our life. So, like, for example, even if you have a good job or a nice car or whatever, it can be gone in a blink. The car can have an accident, you can be laid off of your job. So what are you doing then? So see, the freedom that we need to work on right now is the understanding that we create everything. And this kind of journey through the underworld that we are doing right now, that most of us are inside in one or another way, we are losing things around us. Things are taken away because it's like they have to go, because we don't have to rely on them anymore. And Saturn, you might remember, I said that many times, Saturn is the ruler of the last earth sign of Capricorn. So when we say we take the body in Taurus, that we embody the Taurus, and then the experience that we have in life is connected with Virgo. And the third sign would be the physical death. So we have already, Saturn is already moved just recently into Aquarius. So that means the physical death in a way has happened already. And you can see in the world that's the physical paradigm is crashing, it's coming down. And we are moving now with Saturn into Aquarius, which is connected with the inspiration, with the connection to the divine. So we are being forced now, when things are taken away from us, to reconnect with the divine within ourselves. And this is the challenge, because see, it is maybe easier to listen to somebody else outside who is talking because we can see the person. But it's sometimes very difficult to trust our intuition, our inspiration, that little voice within, because we have been told most of our life that this is just nonsense, that is just crazy and not important. But this is actually the most important thing, what we have. And we can see with this little orange aspect here to retrograde Chiron, this has a lot to do with our healing. Our healing has to do with letting go of all these attachments and beliefs that will just lead us astray. Now, when we go back maybe to the story that I just told you about Adam and Eve, if you are very much aware now that everything in life is choice. We always have at least two different choices. That is connected with polarity. And every time if you choose one, you neglect the other one. So we are not whole. So in one way, we have to work on bringing stuff back into our life that we have been neglecting before. So things might come into our life that we maybe don't like so much, but we have to look at it, and then we can choose if this is something we want to have in our life or if we don't. And then when this is gone, because the imbalance is not here so much anymore, we are coming more and more close to be balanced. And this is actually what is required to ascend, is balance. As long as we are out of balance, it's like we have a backpack that we cannot bring into the next dimension. That's again connected with the story of the camel and the eye of the needle. So it is very important in this situation, when we look at all the tension that we have here, also from Venus going to Chiron, and Venus is in Virgo, and Virgo is here the goal. So the goal is to use our experience, to use what we know, and move it into a higher level. Not from that what is knowing through your own experience. And I'm not talking about knowing what you have learned through books, or what is the experience actually from other people, but I'm talking about what is your own experience, what you have learned in life. And if you start to listen to that and kind of filter it through your heart, then the healing will take place. And at the same time, your personal healing is connected with the ascension of the whole earth. Because remember, you are part of the hologram. If you change, the whole changes. Or you're a microcosmos within the macrocosmos. So if the microcosmos is changing, the macrocosmos is changing too. And this is so important to understand, that it is very important what you do as an individual. And here is the only trine we have here is Mercury connected here to the node, which is in conjunction with Chiron. The healing part of the world is connected with us, with me personally. And Mercury is already at the end of Scorpio. You can see here at the rising sign. So the moment I focus and I understand again what the free choice really is, and that in fact, it is a blessing. And it took all these years for us to learn and understand that we can ascend into a higher consciousness and become more divine, more God-like, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes I really struggle with the words here, because it's difficult to say something that, like in images or in feeling, is much more easy. So you see here the orange lines that you see here. This is the karmic connections and karma, we could say. And here we talk about global karma. It is about the mistakes and about the karmic shock. So we all have it. And remember again, mistake means missed to take. You cannot have a mistake. That's what you missed, so you cannot have it. So see, so many things, and you will see that a lot of more disclosures coming up, especially next year. A lot will collapse, so we have to stand strong. We have to find that divine within ourselves. So if we put our energy here, Mars consciousness now, into that journey through that underworld, where we have to let go everything what is not authentic to us, what does not belong to us, what we really don't need. It is not something that is being taken away, that what you really need, but sometimes something is taken away that your mind think you need, but in fact you don't. Because if, like, again, you know, it's very easy, like if you lose a job, it has to happen because you're at the wrong place at the and you cannot move on because you're stuck there. So you have to experience the circumstances that you lose the job, that you are open enough to look around for the life that really is meant for you. Now, this 2 weeks with this descending moon out to the dark moon is going to be very intense. So watch out. First of all, look that you find a place, a quiet place where you can really relax. Make sure you have enough sleep. Make sure you have good food, and maybe eat less, because it's easier to relax when you don't eat so much. Or if you have a chance to even go a little bit into a detox, one recommendation I can make, which is really very powerful, buy some bentonite clay. This is like a powder. It looks like ashes, and this is a volcanic ashes. And the bentonite, you take a half a teaspoon and you mix it with some water. And then you can add anything you want, some fruit juice, some yogurt, some whatever, and take it. This bentonite clay will take poison out of your body, and you will eliminate it. It takes especially out of the colon area, you know. And so this will help you a lot also, because if you physically detox, it is much easier to mentally and emotionally detox too. I have experienced that many times. And I have a lot of fasting experience because I was very ill. So that was the way I had to go to heal myself. And that was very powerful. And I'm really grateful I had that, because during the time there was mostly juice fasting what I did. And I also took some bentonite and other things. And this really helped me to clear not just my physical body, but also everything around me. So think about it, what you can do. And this is not like a must at all, but it can help. When you go through these 2 weeks now, just always stay focused and think about that we are in a journey through the underworld and through a journey to let go what does not belong to us anymore. I hope that helps a little bit. What's coming up for the next couple of weeks? I wish you a very powerful full moon. If you have a chance to make a little ceremony, that would be great. Do it. And just get enough rest. And always say to yourself that whatever is coming your way in the moment, at one point, you have chosen your journey. Nobody has chosen the journey for you. And I tell you, this is sometimes really helpful, even if you freak out for the moment, what I just did recently. It is also important that you let out your anger, your frustration, that you mourn when you lose somebody, and that this energy can leave you, because if you keep it in, it's poison. Another thing I read recently, that every tear not cried but held in, of sadness, of mourning, of frustration, is another drop that feeds cancer. And you know that a lot of times that cancer really is showing up, and I'm not talking about recent circumstances, what's going on, but in older times, that after a big disappointment or a big hurt, that it takes about 2 years to manifest in Cancer, maybe less, but in 2 years, usually the Cancer is fully here. So think about all these things that we have now. Let go what does not belong to you anymore, so you have a chance to move forward. And we want to go on to that higher timeline. We want to move on a way going up, and not move to the down timeline, because this is not going to be fun. I hope it helps, and if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, and I look forward to see you again. I hope this time I can make a card reading in between. Last couple weeks have been just a little bit crazy. Maybe not only for me, I know some other people had also more or less crazy weeks. Thank you very much, and bye-bye for now.